Well, we start the webinar, how mind maps enhance your thinking. I repeat, mind maps are the same as concept maps, okay? Let's see first how do regular maps work. For example, Google Maps. Who knows where your university is located? Write in the chat how we can find your university from this location, excluding this text search in the top left corner. Now you will see, using regular maps as an example, how mind maps work. Which way is your university? Which way to go? How do you think? Evgenia wrote, zoom out. That's right. So, yes, you can zoom out for that. Agree, it's much easier to navigate when you can change the scale. You can look at the whole planet. Yes? And instead of figuring out what's where, you can zoom to see it immediately. And now you can find your country, India, yes? And then find your city, Chennai. And then find your street. And now you can find Saveetha School, right? And now let's take a look. What are mind maps? It is this, where is the center from which there are branches, and then branches divide into sub-branches, and so on. Who sees this looking like regular maps? This is the planet Nanotechnology, on which there are continents, and on continents there are countries, yes, and so on down to streets, to meters, and in this case to nanometers. Mind maps allow you to see the picture at different scales at the same time. You must agree it looks simple, just as simple as Google Maps. But this simplicity often confuses people. Why? Because many people think that simple cannot be useful. But agree that Google Maps are sometimes very useful, despite the fact that Google Maps are so easy to use. And now let's see what is the reason for enhancing your thinking. It's obvious. It is a superpower, isn't it? But let's be a little more specific. First, to enter the flow state, when you have an oh yeah inside. The flow state gives you more pleasure from your work, from your studying, and I'm sure you are all familiar with the flow state. It often happens during a game. Who is familiar with the flow state? Who has a favorite game, for example, soccer or computer game or something else? I, for example, like programming. For me, programming is a game. Some people get into the flow state by talking to friends. Some people by driving a motorbike. And one of the things about studying well now is what when you are working later, you will have more of a flow state when oh yeah. And mind maps can help you a lot in that too, both in studying now and later in work. When you enjoy your activity more, your results get better. And when your results get better, agree, you get into more interesting projects and teams. You just have a more inspiring life. When you are smarter, when you have an inspiring life, agree what opposite sex likes you more. My wife is smarter than me, and in many things, and I like that a lot. And most importantly, why enhance thinking? It's to make exams easier. Who wants exams to be easier? Who wants to spend less time preparing for exams? Let's see by what you can enhance your thinking. First, at the expense of your imagination. You must agree what imagination helps you a lot in learning and in general in mental activity. Imagination is your laboratory. You have the closest and fastest contact with it. You can do anything in your imagination, but when it's not overloaded, your imagination has a limit, right? For example, when you read a text like this, you have to make up in your mind, in your imagination, everything what is written here, what's together, what's separate, what inside over, what affects what, and so on. But when you look at the mind map, you see the structure immediately. You don't have to keep it in your imagination. It is already in your eyes. Your eyes see automatically. Actually, it doesn't take you very long what these two sticks are coming out of this one. What this affects this one. What these branches are together and these are separate. And when you just see that, it's much easier for you to imagine more. See, what mind maps allow you to do by cleaning your imagination. They allow you to go up. You found some fault. You add it to your mind map. Yes? And that image, that's your stepping stone on which you can imagine more. When you imagine something again, you add it to your mind map, and then you have the next step. Your imagination is free again for the next thought. Mind maps are your external memory, like text, which you don't have to keep in your imagination, and that's much easier for you to see than, for example, text. This is probably the most important thing I want to show you in this webinar, this ladder by which you can imagine more and more. And it's also easier to remember when you see the structure, when you just imagine it. The next is you are using both hemispheres of your brain at the same time. How do you feel? The following involves both hemispheres of your brain. It looks as if it were written in text. On the one hand, it looks, yes. On the other hand, it is text. One hemisphere of your brain works with text, the other works with visual. That's why words in the form of this visual structure process both hemispheres of your brain. And the next thing is different viewpoints. Agree that sometimes people tend to be stuck in one viewpoint. Mind maps allow you to look from different viewpoints, and it all reinforces each other. It triggers synergy. It helps you get into the flow state when you are playing, when it is a game for you. Who has become clearer about how mind maps enhance your thinking? Okay, and let's create a little mind map. How to create a mind map? Start with the main topic. It could be a name, of course. I love programming, so I will start with programming. How to write here? First click, select the block. Second click, put the cursor. And now you can write, for example, programming. But you can write something else, for example, nanotechnology. And how to add branches. To add branches, use tab K. Tab adds branches to the side. And now you can write something, for example, products. And after you write a text, press enter to save it, okay? And tab K adds branches to the side, but how can you add branches to the bottom? To use it, use enter. To do it, use enter key, okay? And now, for example, languages. And this is your first stepping stone. Next, you can think about of different things in your mind, in your imagination, on top of this stepping stone, and add them to your mind map again. For example, which products can be? For example, games and programs, right? So let's add it. Games and programs. Which languages can be? JavaScript and C++. And this is your next stepping stone. In my opinion, mind maps are a simple but powerful tool for reasoning. And you don't need to add any arrows now, okay? Like here. Now I'll give you time for practice and add just a couple of, just a few branches. For example, 2 main branches and 2 more inside. Okay. Now go to the link. I drop it into the chat. Oh, Dr. Kirill got 7 points. It's also a good score. So friends, now go to the link and little practice, okay? Now is little practice. Go to the link. I drop it into the chat and create a small mind map. How to add branches on fonts. To do it, use these buttons on the bottom right corner. Okay. I'll give you 1-2 minutes, okay? Create any mind map. When you make your mind map, put plus into the chat, and I'll be quiet so as not to distract you. But don't close your mind map because we will continue with it. Okay, I see plus in the chat. Did everyone make several branches? Would you agree what it's easier to create mind maps? Okay. How else you can enhance your thinking? Again, we go back to seeing. To clear your imagination with images, add pictures to your mind maps. Anything you can show yourself by images, show it. The more you can show yourself with icons, with images, the more you can free up resources for your imagination to think more. The more you can use both hemispheres of your brain, the more synergy there will be. And now a short practice again. Try to add a couple of icons now. This is where the icons open up, here. To make it easier for you, there is search. So which icon we can use for programming? For example, we can find icon code, yes? And now how to set this icon to this block. First select something and then press to icon. Very easy. And here you can also change this size, big or small. Products, for example, this one, but small. Right? Can you add images? Yes, you can, but after registration by this button. So now I suggest you to add just icons, okay? And then when you add a couple of icons, write a plus into the chat to make it clear what you can move on. Okay, I'll wait you 1-2 minutes. Okay, I see plus and Elsa, Susinder, Sankt Akash wrote, yes, it's very easy. Yes, in my opinion, mind maps very simple, very easy to use as like text, like simple text, and very powerful. Mind maps are very powerful tool for enhancing your thinking. Okay, let's look again. How do icons work? First, agree what they are easier to remember than text. Yes. Second, they take images out of your imagination and into your eyes again. The more you just see, the more your imagination can imagine, the more you can think. And that again reinforces the synergy. This is where the magic happens. Here, you can feel it yourself when you perceive not only text, but you also see a picture visually. This is one hemisphere of your brain, this is another, and they start to work together and synergy arises. And now you are seeing it again. You see the synergy on this slide just visually. This is now another image, some image, okay? Let's look again at how visualization works. How visualization allows you to reason more and more. What can we do now? You can take this visualization and go the next step. Let's go the next step. For example, in the next step you can imagine what other participants in this webinar see the same thing, the same synergy, and display it again. This is your stepping stone again. Next, you can imagine what there are many of you, and display it again. Next, you can imagine what this brings you together with other participants in this webinar, with those people who are seeing the same thing right now. Now I can tell you what we now have a common personality, what sees the same thing. We are now as if we are one person watching himself, one such single viewer of this webinar. One might think that's absurd. How could I be any other person? Well, come back to this later. Do you see how far you can go when you use both images and words at the same time? When you use both hemispheres of your brain. That's why mind maps work so well, because I repeat what they are text and images. Images is the structure, icons, arrows. Do you see what mind maps give you the ability to look at things from different viewpoints, from different perspectives? Science mind maps are not reality. You can reason in them however you want, from different perspectives. It is a powerful tool for brainstorming. You can do any kind of experimentation in your mind maps and then choose suitable solutions and results. Some might say, still it's kind of absurd. I just came here to hear about mind maps, and mind maps are just branches and nothing more in general. That would be another viewpoint, another perspective, and I agree with it too. But you must agree what nanotechnology, for example, and other courses can also be looked at from different viewpoints. For example, on the one hand, nanotechnology is just atoms. On the other hand, it can be more than that. Let's take a look how mind maps help you look from different viewpoints. Again, using regular maps, Google Maps as an example. I want to show you the bridge in the city where I live. I love this bridge. And now we can look from this bridge and see what there is: asphalt, lights, beautiful lights, and sidewalk here, and tramway, yes, and and we can step off to the side to different viewpoint, a little bit more. Just a moment. And see what this bridge is made of metal. Boats can sail under it. And if you move farther away, you can see where live people who use this bridge. And you can, if you look from above, you can see how many houses there are, and you can approximately estimate how many people might use this bridge. So my maps as well as Google Maps help you look at things from different viewpoints. When you look from different scales, it also different viewpoints. Small scale, and you see where to buy food. Yes, large scale, and you see what where on the bar with a vacuum around it. And when you see your project or your courses at university from different viewpoints, you have a lot more possibilities. You see a lot more. It's easier for you to remember. It's easier for you to reason about course or a project. And now observe what associations do you make when you look at this mind map. Write one word in the chat, any one association. Now write just one word, just one. Any word what comes to your mind. For example, when I see substance word, I make associations like water, chemistry, gravity, hard, soft, and so on. You can have a sea of associations right now. Write only one of them in one word. I'll wait a little while. Write only one word. What association comes to your mind? Oh, I see. Fish. Yes. Fish. Skeleton. Yes, I agree. Bones. I want to draw your attention to this. Do you see how your curiosity works now when there is only one word in each branch? How your curiosity begins to fill the blanks, and from this you get associations. There's a technique I call magic word. What is the essence of this technique? When you are working on a project or looking for ideas, write only one word in each branch, especially closer to root. Why? The magic word triggers your natural curiosity. Try now to add branches to your mind map using only one word. Yes, it can be a little bit harder, but it can give you more ideas, more solutions. For example, this is already a good example. Here is one word in each branch. But if you wrote long texts in your mind map before, try to add just one word in each branch. For example, what can we say about games, platforms, and genres? Yes, and which platforms can be computer, phone, and console like Sony PlayStation. Which genres can be shooters and platformers, for example. Right? Only one word in each branch. Alright, I'll give you 30 seconds or a minute. Add some words in your mind map, 2 or 5 words, okay? Associations what come to you when you look to your mind map. Okay, I'll wait you 30 seconds. I see the plus in the chat. Very good. Let's move on. Can you write long texts? Yes, you can, but the moment when you use just one word, magic word, you automatically have a brainstorm session, which can give you a lot of ideas, a lot of solutions. And also when you use the magic word, when you use just one word in each branch, it is easier for you to remember. Okay. Why are branches different colors? To see the structure even more clearly. What's together? What's separate? This is another thing what helps you to see instead of thinking about it. You can also make color meanings. See, this is together, and this is separate. This is bad, and this is good. Agree what the colored mind map is more clearly, is easier to see than gray. Why does a branch with some branches have the same color? That's what Tony Buzan said. He is the creator of mind maps, and I agree with him. It's much easier to perceive a mind map much more clearly when a main branch with sub branches have the same color. Let me show you where to set the colors just in case. It is here. So select something and then select a color. Very easy. Why there are only 10 colors? First of all, you don't need more. We will discuss about it in the next slide. Secondly, so you don't spend a lot of time picking colors. The less you pick colors, the easier it is for you to be in the flow state. How many branches to make in one list? Optimally up to 7, maximum 10. Does it get more? Group. This is the point of thinking. If it's some kind of house here, some kind of mesh here, it is a meaningful structure. Who agrees what this structure is easier to understand, is easier to remember, even when there are more words? Let me show you how to do it. Firstly, add, for example, transport branch, and now you just drag branches wherever you want. Do you see? Agree on paper, it's not so easy, but on a computer, it's much easier. Yes. This is why there are only 10 colors, because it makes no sense to do more, because maximum 10 branches in one list. Okay. Are mind maps suitable for taking notice in them? Yes, mind maps are good for that. For example, when I read books or go through training, I very often take notes in mind maps, especially when it is an important and difficult topic for me. For example, on marketing, I have more a technical mindset. I have a hard time with all sorts of marketing stuff, but mind maps help me a lot with that. How to make notes. Summary, especially closer to root. When you want more details, closer to the end. Like this. Summary near the root, expanded near ends. And this can be headers from your course. Yes? And now let's see how you can start using mind maps. There are two options. Hard, from now until the end of your life, always write everything down in your mind maps. Hardcore only. And the second option is easy. Choose your favorite subject at university or difficult subject you want to better understand. Simple mind maps, 1-2 minutes per day, sometimes maybe more if you want. Only 21 days, but on a regular basis. This way you master the skill. A skill grows with experience. The more regularly you use mind maps, the better your skill, the better you can enhance your thinking. This way you will develop a habit. Agree what doing a habit is easy. Who thinks they can forget to do a mind map for 21 days for 1-2 minutes per day? I have a cool way to keep you from forgetting. It is a comfortable way. I will show you. This way will not to distract you. It will remind you when you are not busy. On Octopus, in Octopus we have plugins, and one of our plugins is email reminder, and you can use it, and you can, I'll show you. You can set schedule and time, days. You can set days and time, and this plugin will send you reminding every day which you set it. Very easy. Okay. How you can prepare for an exam? Create a mind map, look at it once a day. Narrow connections grow from regularity. This does for habits too. This mind map may not be enough, but it will help you prepare a lot. Even just creating a mind map can help you learn and memorize a lot. This is about a kind of mind map you can make for a subject, for a course. Course name, chapters, topics, subtopics, and texts. Something like this. Okay? And I would like to tell you about my dream. Before I dreamed of creating a mind map service of Octopus. Now I have a new dream. You know the Elon Musk company Neuralink, don't you? If anyone doesn't know, check it out. It is a very interesting company. What do? They want to connect the human brain to a computer with a special chip. For example, right now, you were enhancing your thinking by cleaning your imagination, by climbing up that ladder. Mind maps are very good for that, but imagine if you didn't even have to make mind maps. You just take a snapshot of your imagination, and those snapshots are stored in this chip, what is connected to your brain, and that happens automatically. And when you just look at it at these snapshots, your imagination is free again, and so you can easily imagine more. And so you can climb very high in your imagination with snapshots like this. You can see many ideas from different viewpoints. Who would like such an ability? I like it very much. This is why my dream is to create such an application. But in essence, it is the same mind maps. It is just more convenient. This is the next step, next version of mind maps. And I'm sure what if you practice using mind maps now, you will be able to use it much better. I think this will be in the future, but right now mind maps are powerful tool. By the way, who has already used our mind maps? What do you think of Octopus? Octopus, what is it? Octopus, it is this, our mind map service. How much you like it and why? I'm interested. I'll wait a little while. Well, Octopus is nice, wrote Evgenia. Dr. Kirill, cool. Evgenia, and easy, yes. Thank you very much. Is Octopus paid? Yes. Making profit is the sacred mission of Octopus. So, if you want to use Octopus and you are happy with price, just think up. But I understand what not all students have extra money. That's why there is a free Moon plan, and I'll give you 50% discount on Star and Galaxy plans. This discount valid 1 week from today and doesn't add up with other discounts. How you can get this discount? To do this, register, and after it just email me, okay? To manually attach the discount to your account. This is my email. So I repeat, to get this discount, register in Octopus, and then after it just email me, and I'll attach the discount to your account. So that's it. This is the end of webinar. Thank you so much for coming, for listening to the end, for listening my English. And now let me answer to your questions, if you have them. If there are no questions, write just a few words. What did you remember from this webinar? It is very important question. What the essence of this question? It is for you for better remember important things. So I suggest you to answer it, or if you have questions, answer me, and I will try to not answer me, ask me, and I will try to answer you.
Thank you, Mr. Roman Maulitov, for such an informative session and for giving us a detailed explanation about the mind map. The floor is open for the participant to ask questions.
Yes.
Or you can post the queries in the chat box.
Cool.
I request the participants to fill the feedback form through the link that is posted in the chat box now.
Feedback form.
Any questions, you can post or send a mail to Roman. Roman will be replying you back.
Yes, you can ask me everything. For example, by email. Evgenia wrote, the feedback form has been closed, no more replies are accepted.
Okay, sorry. Uh, yes, the feedback form you can submit now. It's enabled now.
Yes, now it is
Please
work.
refresh and you can submit the feedback.
Venkata Shalam asked, there is any special discount for our institute use with Octopus? Now I'll repeat what special discount for your institute is 50% for each student. Yes, but maybe I will think about other discounts. It is possible, I think, and maybe I will discuss about it with Dr. Kirill. Okay, I will notice about it. Okay, and I will answer about it later, because we will publish the results of a game experiment, and also I think maybe we will inform you about some discount, but right now 50%. Right now, yes, 50%. I think it is a good discount, because it is the maximum discount of Octopus. Maximum over discount is 34% percent. 50% is maximum discount what we made in Octopus.
Participants, if you have any other questions, you can post in the chat box, or you can send a mail. Okay.
Raja, mind maps will really work it very well between facts and ideas visually. Yes, I agree with it. Original Venkata Chalam wrote original codes here. Sorry, I don't understood it. So, Venkata Chalam, what did you mean?
I have a question from my side. So in mind map, can we use more than one word?
Yes, of course you use more than one word, but especially when you take notes of some course, of course you can use more words in one branch, but when you use one word, one word opens for you many things, many solutions, and the shorter text you wrote in branches, the easier it for you to remember. So when I take notes in my maps, I often write long texts, but when I want to understand something better or remember something better, I try to use only one word. It's not possible every time, but it is a very good technique, magic word.
Yes, thank you, Roman.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Kirill, for inviting me. It is important
we
for
have
me.
now come to the end of this webinar.
Okay.
Yeah, is there anything else you have to add, Mr. Roman?
Yes. I think the webinar.
You have anything else to add
No,
from your side?
I think the webinar is over. I will read comments. Just a moment. Cost of Octopus. It's an early payment or once. It is the monthly payment. Yes, it is a monthly payment when you want to use Octopus.
I would like to thank. Can I continue?
Yes, Dr. Kirill.
I would like to thank Mr. Roman Molitov for accepting this webinar as a guest speaker and for sharing his knowledge in a short period of time. I'm sure that the points discussed would benefit everyone. I extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the management and the department for their support for organizing the webinar. Thank Roman. Thank you, Mr. Roman.
Yes, thank you very much too. Thanks to all participants of this webinar. I'm very glad that I was able to speak with you. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.